Call cause number 53875, Jessica Lynn Siegel. Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry, before you get started, are you aware of the filing we received today from Ms. Siegel herself?
I did get it this morning, yes.
And it, on page 4, it requests a continuance till next month, which of course wouldn't be next month, it would be the October setting. What is the Commission's position on the continuance?
We would oppose a continuance. Ms. Siegel is currently authorized to practice law and is practicing.
Okay.
Would oppose a continuance.
All right.
Have you had any communication with Ms. Siegel?
I did speak to her on Monday or Tuesday of this week, and she advised me that at that time that she probably would file something. I did talk to her and explain to her this was an interlocutory order and that, you know, it wasn't a motion for entry of judgment, and at that time the board would make a decision as to whether to basically suspend her or disbar her, you know, after her appeal was final.
All right, well, we're going to take her continuance under advisement and let you go ahead and put on your presentation, and then we will advise the Commission and Ms. Siegel of our decision. But go ahead, please, and put on your evidence.
Thank you. May it please the board. This is a compulsory disciplinary case based on respondent's conviction for tampering with the government record in the 221st District Court of Montgomery County, Texas. The petition for compulsory discipline was filed on March the 11th, 2014, and the first amended petition for compulsory discipline was filed May the 15th, 2014. Respondent was personally served with the first amended petition and notice of hearing by Holly Minges, a private process server, on June the 10th, 2014. On November 13th, 2012, respondent was charged by indictment with tampering with the government record. On the 31st of October 2013, a judgment and order was entered in cause number 12-03-027854 CER, style the State of Texas versus Jessica Siegel, the 221st Judicial District Court of Montgomery County, Texas. Respondent was found guilty of tampering with the government record and was sentenced to confinement in the State Jail Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a period of 2 years, and was placed on, the sentence for confinement was probated for a period of community supervision for 4 years. She was assessed a fine of $5,000. May I approach?
You may.
The Commission would offer petitioner's exhibit number 1, which is a certified copy of the indictment in the underlying criminal case. Exhibit 2, which is a certified copy of the judgment and order entered in the underlying criminal case. My affidavit attesting to the fact that Ms. Siegel is the respondent in this case and is also the defendant in the underlying criminal case. And the original certificate of Blake A. Hawthorne, Clerk of the Supreme Court, dated July the 8th, 2014, which indicates that Ms. Siegel is licensed and authorized to practice law in the state of Texas.
Is the affidavit exhibit number 3?
I'm sorry, what?
Is the affidavit you just referred to by Mr. Hawthorne, is it exhibit number 3?
Yes.
Okay, and you offer exhibits 1, 2, and 3? Or do you have another one?
No, exhibit 3 was my affidavit attesting, and exhibit 4 was Blake Hawthorne's certificate.
And you're offering 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yes.
Okay. Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 4 are admitted.
The 11th, 2011, the respondent filed a notice of appeal appealing her criminal conviction to the Court of Appeals for the 9th District in Beaumont. The Commission is seeking an entry of interlocutory order of suspension pending the outcome of Ms. Siegel's appeal.
Does anybody have any questions of Mr. Berry regarding Ms. Siegel?
I have a question.
I thought this was an interesting one, so I think we'll probably have a couple questions.
Okay.
Ms. Rowland?
Ms. DeBerry, on the matters that were filed this morning, we have paper copies. Do you have those with you?
I do.
Okay, I'm just going off of the header, and on page 3 of 8, do you have a page that says that on the top right?
I do.
Can you enlighten us what that is?
I think it's probably part of a form. It looks like she's trying to do who got copies of the letter, and then she leaves on some part of a form from something else. I have no clue to what that part is.
And then do you have any other information that you want us to know about in opposition to her motion for continuance?
Just that we did attempt to serve her with the first amended petition, and it's my understanding that she was not compliant in getting that done. She apparently told the process server that she was too busy to meet to be served.
Okay.
I think we had another question.
When you talked to her, you said you had some contact with her early in the week. Was there any talk about her illness?
She told me that basically she claimed that she was destitute and couldn't get to Austin, and that she had been ill. She didn't elaborate any further than that.
Do you know anything
I do not know
other
what
than
the
that about
nature.
her illness?
I have no indication of what her illness is, whether it's debilitating. You know, I know probably more from this than I did from talking to her. Because in this, I think she said something about it was in remission, or she hadn't had any problems with it in a couple of years. So that's more than she told me.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Berry.
Thank you.
We will take this under advisement and advise you and Ms. Siegel of our decision.
Thank you.